Hey, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It is Friday, it is noon, and that means it's time for Cars on the Move with Ty and Jay, where we're talking about connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers. Appreciate you joining us. Auto Transport Intel goes live 4 times a week. So coming up Tuesday night, we've got Wheel O Topics. But before the weekend is here, let's go live with Ty and see what's going on. Ty? Hello.
Hey, Jake.
Good
Can you
afternoon.
hear me?
How you
Hey,
doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm pretty good. What's going on? Where are you at? You in the parking lot?
Transport parking lot.
All right. We
See that?
see we're seeing action. You know what's great is that over time we've got right from like 2 months ago until now, we were doing state of car hauling. We didn't see much activity. It's starting to seem like business is normal in the new normal.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in Kansas City at it's the new America's Auto Auction. Yesterday they were shy just under 1,000 vehicles at the 84% sale. Did you hear that?
This sale numbers are, yeah, they're in the 80%. That and why don't you, for if you've got a carrier or a dispatcher, by the way, I see Michael Colors here, Ryan's here. Some people will know what that number means. Explain what that means.
Well, it's like this. Okay, I was watching your show yesterday, which, by the way, is a great show with Sue Dispatch.
Yeah, thank you. Dispatching live on Thursdays. Thanks.
Yeah, and I'm listening to you guys. In and out. I'm busy doing other stuff, but as I'm listening, I'm thinking, does anybody understand what you guys are really saying? Because there was one you were going somewhere. Was it South Carolina, somewhere in that
I
direction?
think so. Yeah, we had a South Carolina.
Yeah, and we were trying to figure out what's he gonna get when he's empty.
Right.
Oh wait, I heard Jay say, "Where's the nearest auction?"
Yeah, that's because I listen to you so much.
Well, that's the point. And I don't. I mean, what we're gonna kind of swerve into here is I did a coaching deal this week. A guy called, paid me money to ask me how to start his transport business. So first 2 questions, and I have one question with 2 questions in it. Can you live 6 months without a check? What?
I don't know. Some people just found out.
Can you live 6 months without a check?
Many
This
of us
question
just found out.
number one.
Okay.
Question number two, who's your customer?
Right.
Right?
That's my favorite one.
Right.
This
So
one's good.
can you live 6 months without a check? Ty, I watch YouTube videos and I can make money as soon as I buy a truck and trailer.
Yeah.
No. So this guy calls. He wants me to help him. You know what he wants to really know, Jay? Should he buy a Ford 3500 with a Kaufman 5 Mini 5? $3,500. This is all he wants to know. Pay me money to tell him how to build a business, and he just needs to know, should I get a Ford, Dodge, Chevy, 1 ton?
Oh,
And
I hate that I
how
laughed.
how about the Mini 5 behind it? What do you think, Ty? Well, we can talk about equipment later, because we can figure that out later. That's easy.
Yeah, I don't know
I
why
just
that
want
comes
to know
first.
who's your customer and
Yeah.
can you live 6 months without a check if you're wanting to start your own business. Okay. I want to start my own business. Me, right? If it's yours, equipment is probably the last thing we need to talk about. The first thing we need to talk about is where are you going to generate revenue?
I had a flash and a thought. So we connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. Do you think the dealers and the auctions begin their business model with what kind of equipment they're going to use?
No.
Like maybe the auction says, should we have an aluminum wall or stone?
Yeah. No.
They don't, do they?
They don't. So as you're doing your show and you're trying to help people find cars, which by the way, I love the show. It's a great show. It's an amazing show.
Thanks, man.
We're picking up at dealers and we're going to auctions, and we're picking up at auctions and we're going to dealers. There should be somebody should raise their hand and say, I see a pattern.
That's good, man. I see a pattern. It's not that hard to see. That's why Sue and I, here's what's so cool. Because we're connecting load boards and customers, which is crazy talk, but Sue and I look at who posted the load.
Yeah. Well, and that's smart because you're following the car, right? So I heard in your show yesterday, or maybe we talked, I don't know when we talked, somebody talked about, if I get a load from a broker, I can't solicit that as a customer.
Yes, I was talking about that. Yes, that was me, and I wanted to talk to you about that. Yes.
Okay. So before we even discuss, I got a load from a broker, I can't solicit the customer when I deliver the cars. Before I can talk about that, have a logical conversation. Where are you from, and where did you drop the card off?
Right. That's right. Because you don't...
Doesn't do anybody, including you, Mr. Business Owner, it doesn't do you any good to drop a card off in Texas when you live in New York. That makes no sense. And I get that call all the time. Hey, what about getting your own customers? You thought about that? Yeah, I drop a card off everywhere I go. Well, where do you go? Everywhere. Why do you go everywhere? Well, because I got to pay my insurance, right? So I'm chasing money because I don't have a plan.
To be clear, that's the beginning of the right direction. But you handing out cards to everybody. That's the beginning. That's not the end all be all. Exactly. That's what I want to say. I mean, because listen, Ty, you and I do a lot of cutting up, and for some folks, because we talk about this, we don't keep it so dang simple and rudimentary. I don't make a video every other week that I'm quitting again. We don't do that here. Okay? We try to keep it complicated because human beings are we know that people are complicated and smart. And so to address that, we move quickly. And one of the things that I'm saying, if you've seen my video about networking, is that handing out business cards is great. I still do it. Hey, what's going on? Who's this?
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you.
Hey, you?
Hey, you.
Yeah, I think we talked before.
You remember Jay?
Yeah, I think we talked
And your
before,
buddy's
2 months
with
ago.
Kmart.
Kmart, yeah.
Yeah, where is he?
Oh,
He's
sweet.
in Detroit.
Oh, is he coming back?
He works there. He
Oh.
doesn't work here.
Oh, just during the COVID.
Yeah, just.
So you're here,
Right. Yeah,
Kansas City, and you're dealer.
yeah, we're first class.
First class. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
we're
forgot.
number one in here.
Number one.
Yeah.
What is that? Wholesale
Yeah.
or buyer?
No,
Seller or
wholesale.
buyer?
Seller.
Seller. So, okay, this is a wholesaler. I love wholesalers, and they're part of my 5. Remember my 5?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me if I'm right. Dealers got a new car store with a used car lot. You got an independent used car lot. You got a buy here, pay here, wholesale, rental, and fleet.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that about right?
That's right.
Pretty good.
That's right.
You buy it. You've been in the
Yeah,
business.
are you talking about the money, or are you talking about the like?
Just we're transport guys. We haul cars for you.
Oh, okay.
We transport. So I try to teach guys.
So
Here's your
we're
customer.
gonna be number one for you.
You're
not
going to be
the-
number one.
You're gonna be
What do you
number
want
one
the
for
most? You want your cars delivered on time
Yes.
for the sale, right?
Like honestly, we don't. The only thing it's like when we buy a car from an auction and it has like 7-day PSI.
Yeah.
So
This
that's
is
what we
important.
wanted, and we needed to be here before the 7 days end.
Yeah. So you know your customer. This is my customer. Well, we're friends. Hey, you.
And
Hey, you. Look at that. We're touching hands too.
I'm liking it. More and more. Keep doing
Well,
it.
Wholesalers are honestly, if anybody's ever received coaching from Ty, I'd say wholesaler is my favorite. You know why? Because you know everybody, don't you?
We know everybody.
You know all the buyers.
All the
You
buyers.
spend time
All
and
the
money
buyers.
here to build your lane brand, don't
We
you?
know all the buyers, and we know how like the market goes.
So this
We know
guy,
the market, if it's gonna go up or it's gonna go
they
down.
know before we do.
Like we told you, we told you like 2 or 3 months ago when we talked. I said the cars are gonna go up, insanely up.
Yeah.
It's not because of us. It's because of like the dealers who has lots, who sells like outside. Because now they're paying money. They're paying a lot of money for the cars, and the wholesalers like are buying it as is. It's the same price as before. But the cars are ready, and the cars like green light, and the cars are run and drive. These ones are going like way up.
Yeah.
As a wholesaler, and this is what I tell guys, I say wholesalers are hard to find. You can find them in 2 places, 3 places, I say. Behind the dealership in the back of the lot, looking for deals, right? At an auction, looking for deals.
Always at an auction.
Or at an industrial park with the garage door closed. Right?
Yeah.
This is a wholesaler.
We have a detail shop, and we have a body shop, and we have a mechanic shop.
Yeah.
So like we don't need to go like
You just do it all in house.
We all do
and
it
you
in the house.
crank them out, don't you? Fast as
And
you
we
can.
put like a 75 a week, sometimes 100, sometimes 120 a week. Wow. Yeah. I told
That's
you
a
we're number
lot.
1 over here.
You are number 1.
Yeah.
So who's your auction sales rep?
Pat.
Pat. Okay.
Yeah, he's the manager of the sales, but he's the only one who works with us. He doesn't like the guys under him. They work with other dealers, but he works only with us.
Yeah, that's right. So you've got your own auction sales rep. This is a beautiful conversation, by the way, because this is what I tell you. Dealers have an auction sales rep. An auction sales rep's job is to make sure you're happy.
That's fine.
That's their only job.
That's fine.
Because if you're not happy, what are you going to do? You're going to take your 100 cars somewhere else.
That's right.
But we got to take care of you, right? You
Yeah.
got to get your cars to you.
That's how it is. And he's like, to be honest, he's like a very good person. He's nice to us. He's like, he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, auction sales reps are amazing people.
Even like the ones in Chicago, like the ones we buy cars, like we buy from Chicago, Detroit. So like
We got buyers.
Oklahoma, we got buyers. Yeah,
Right.
everywhere.
Okay. This is together. Here we go. This is so good.
Oklahoma,
This
Ohio.
is, man. I mean,
Well, you have buyers because you can't be everywhere, can you?
No.
And the market's different in Oklahoma and Chicago than it is here.
Yeah, it's
right?
different.
So you have to know the market. If you're,
Yeah.
I've always
Like
said,
we know like how much the cars is gonna be it's gonna get sold in like Oklahoma, and how much it's gonna be in Ohio, and how much it's gonna be in Chicago,
right?
and how much it's gonna be in Texas. Texas is gonna be more expensive than other states because they don't have rain. No rain. Because that means no rust on the cars. So almost
rust.
all cars are like good body shape, good engines, good everything on it. Everything's maintained on the cars that comes from Texas. So it's gonna be easy to sell. That's
here.
why it's more
Farther
expensive
north
over
you go.
there. Further north you go, it's no. You're gonna find rust. You're gonna find body damage. You're gonna find high mileage.
So what do you do to keep up with that data on all these auctions? What do you use to know the
To
prices?
be honest, we don't use nothing. We just like we just know.
Their gut. That's why I love car guys, because they go by their gut, don't
We
you?
just, yeah.
Awesome.
Like same as I told you last time. It's gonna get up, but it's gonna start to slow down now.
Just a hair.
I think a little bit than here because now the guys with the lots now they stopped.
They're full.
Yeah, so now they stopped. They're gonna start selling, and they're gonna go back to the same price it was before the COVID-19. So that's how it's gonna be. But we're gonna keep selling and buying at the same price.
So what do you think or feel about the buyer, the Joe Blow that wants that car? Is there a pent up demand for people that need cars, want cars?
Like some people only
retail?
buy. Some people like the retail guys.
Yeah.
Like some of them you find like dealers who buy like only like SUVs. Some of them who buys only small cars. Some of them use used cars. Some of them buys only 100 mile, like 100 mile, 100,000
up.
100,000 up. Some of them only 100 down. So that's like it depends on like who's
buying the car.
buying cars. But I think like drive time and like some of other dealers are like their number one buyers over here.
Hey, why did Drive Time close their liquor store?
They closed like they have 3 over here, and because of the COVID-19 they left only one open. Yeah. Only one. And they stopped most of their buyers.
Oh, they
But
did.
they're back online.
Is CarMax? You go there ever?
I go
To buy?
Yeah, to buy.
So what are they? Have you heard about
Kansas.
Carvana? Carvana has Carvana Access now. That just came out today. I just read it.
it's brand new. Brand new.
Hot off the press.
Literally
You know,
just happened. I mean,
Sounds
just
like-
announced. Yeah.
Sounds like it's another like backlog cars idea. Where you can buy cars on Carvana Access.
Right. It's for wholesale It's a wholesale digital online platform. So Carvana is not just end consumer now, but also wholesale, and they're working with Manheim.
Oh, they're working with Manheim.
Yeah.
Manheim, like
What?
these days, Manheim is not selling cars. Like they're doing it only online, and like it's hard for people like to check the cars, hard to like to go and see inside because you're gonna have to wait at the gate, and somebody's gonna come and take you. You can't start the car unless somebody comes with you, and like they start the car for you. So it's too slow. It's too slow process. So that's why like nobody's like going to Manheim. A lot of people are not buying from it.
Do you think that Manheim should open the doors back up? Like wholesalers and dealers?
Yeah,
You do?
I think they should.
It's killing them?
They should. Yeah, it's because Manheim is like the main option.
Yeah, number one.
To be honest, Manheim is like the main option. People, all of the people buy
Everybody
from
knows Manheim.
it. And like the green light, like when they like Manheim would say it's the car is a green light. That's it. Like, it's a green light.
Green light.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
nothing.
no,
It's green.
nothing. Yeah, it's green.
Yeah.
It's not like other options.
Arbitration, no
No,
arbitration.
yeah. When it says
They
like,
got a lot of
like,
rules, don't they?
They got a lot of rules.
They do. Well,
It's a big auction.
it is a big. They're corporate. You know, the book title that I like, it says it's not the big that eat the small, it's the fast that eat the slow. You're
That's
fast.
it.
Thank you, Ayer. That was really awesome.
Dude, thank you so much, man. That was amazing. You know, I'm sitting here and I want people to know this is that what's funny is right before this interview, you were talking about you had a guy in a coaching that wanted to know should he get a Ford or a Chevy. And there's a lot of people following like that, what I consider to be a red herring. Like, God, which type of truck do I get? Okay, yeah, no, what we just witnessed, that's the information we need to be chasing. And I don't know how many places you can see a live interview happen like that. That's amazing. Ty, you are the man.
Thank you. That's what you get. See, and this is what I try to teach people. That guy remembered me because we were here a couple weeks ago standing in the parking lot and I roped him into an interview with our buddy K9. So this is my point. Back to your show yesterday. Yeah, I drop off cards everywhere I go, but I can't drop off cards because I got it from a broker. Well, first question I have is what is your lane? Where are you from? Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Right? I mean, if you want to own your business, the number one thing you really should figure out before anything is sales. So that right there was a sale. I'm building a relationship with a guy who's in Kansas City and apparently buys a lot of cars all over the place.
And it just like, you know, we'll all name drop either brands or whatever it is when we're talking, that when we get excited, you hear the names he's dropping. He's dropping Drive Time, CarMax. He's literally telling you, you know, those places when you say, is this where you find cars? He's telling you where to find cars.
I just found a whole bunch right there.
A lot of cars.
A lot. That guy, 100 a week here? Is that what he said?
But Ty, I just want to know Ford or Chevy.
Ford and Chevy isn't going to do anything until you get a car to put on it. So where are you going to get a car to put on it? Well, I'm going to start out with the load board. Well, that's okay, fine. But somebody in your organization, your company, needs to be the sales guy. You have to have sales. Sales is nothing other than relationship. Do you believe in your service? Do you really believe in your service?
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I don't, and I want my truck to speak for me. Maybe. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I mean, I watch Shaggy, you know. I love Shaggy and watch him and Frank on their show and Frank Jr. all the time. And guys, they're in freight. They say the same thing we do.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, they are our brothers and sisters over there.
Every time I watch those guys, it blows my mind.
It is. It's pretty cool because they do. They say the same
thing. The parallels
thing.
are just incredible.
Really, it's neat. We should play cards.
It's about relationship. It's about knowing your lane, knowing your market. It's about did you hear the stuff that guy was just telling us?
It was awesome, and it was live, and there are so many people that missed that. and really could have used that.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
You hang out in the transport parking lot long enough, money will come your way.
Hey, by the way, I want to mention Mark gave a super chat while that was happening, and I certainly didn't want to interrupt such a great interview. But I do want to thank Mark at Superflow Systems. And the reason this is important, actually, Michael brought it up, is that then when you get customers, now that you have customers, now you need to start choosing your equipment. And if you're an office worker, you need the CRM, how you're gonna build your orders, where you're gonna post them, how you're gonna dispatch them. If you work in the office, Superflow Systems has the software that you need to build your business. Now, if you're out in the field, yeah, and you've got an idea of customers and lanes and sales executive thinking, now Ty's ready to talk to you. Are those, like you just mentioned, somebody that frustrates you? Who do you like talking to when you coach them? How do you know you're in a good coaching situation?
It's usually whenever people really are like, they don't say anything. It sounds weird, but it's usually an indicator they're really paying attention and this makes sense. So when I'm coaching somebody and they keep interrupting me, asking me, what about the 1 ton and the 5-pack? Sure, get a 5-pack and get a 1 ton. Call me when you got to replace the brakes every 3,000 miles. Let me know how it works out.
You know what? You just said something real important. Listening. Isn't it funny how hard it is to listen sometimes?
Well, that makes you a good sales guy if you know how to listen. So every time you guys see me, I'm yapping, man. I mean yapping.
Dude.
I spend a lot of time
Don't
listening.
get me started.
Yeah. And just like this guy, AU, I mean, everything that was beautiful. Everything that I teach everybody, he just confirmed, validated, it's real. Standing in the parking lot. So back to this.
But hey, I want to ask this. Tim just posted a good question. I think we know the answer, but I'm going to read it out loud. Thank you, Tim, for the question. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Really do appreciate that.
Tim from Columbia?
Tim Freeman.
Oh,
Has COVID affected sales, or do you see new cars will be the big sellers? Now, I wanted to ask AU, given that new car production is down, and we're talking about changes in inventory, in that it is now harder to get the new car model that you used to we'll just grab it. Now it's harder to find those specific new car models, right? Given the colors that you need and the model. But since Hertz and other rental car companies have flooded the market with lightly used, moderately used new cars for sale, to answer Tim's question, has COVID affected sales, or do you see new cars will be the big sellers? COVID has temporarily affected sales, but sales are back up. That's what AU is saying, right? Not only wholesale, but retail. I mean, we see that dealers are like, yeah, we're selling cars. In fact, Ryan and I were talking on Wednesday that a lot of people are not afraid to go to the dealership given the safety precautions being taken. Anyways, what's your take on what's happening with sales right now?
Because
Uh-oh, I lost you. Mute. Can't hear. Here we go.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. See, we're live. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I think that's a hard question because you really have to examine, in my opinion, you have to examine the consumer, the purchaser, the buyer.
Yeah.
Am
But
I afraid to buy a used car because of COVID? No.
But look,
You need a car.
He's loading a car. We just saw a car get loaded in the background, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
He just put that red car in. I think he's got room for one more. Well, here's the thing too, and Tim, and there's a few parts to this that I think they're all positive. Number one, what was the percentage of auction sales you mentioned at the beginning of the show?
84 is what I was told.
84% of the.
Here's the thing. I started to interrupt you, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is just one auction. I've talked to 4 other auctions that are bumping the 80 plus sale.
Right.
That means if you have 100 cars, you just sold 80.
Right.
And the prices are high.
Right. Like as that one buyer was telling us. So if the prices are high, the cars are selling at the auctions. The dealerships are saying that they're seeing much healthier sales numbers now than they expected to. They weren't sure if it was going to be a U or a V. And it's looking like that V of the hockey stick that everybody's hoping for, that things are coming back. Well, you know what's really weird? And I think that this is why the question comes out. If you look at what's happening socially, it'd be hard to believe what we're seeing in the marketplace just in numbers, right? It looks like the world's gone crazy and nobody's doing any buying. Doesn't it?
Well, that's what the media wants you to believe, and that's what we just got to make sure everybody stays afraid, okay? So as long as you're afraid, we'll all be happy. That's why, I love Tucker Carlson.
Right? I do too. I do too. And yes.
He did an incredible job last night of reminding us of what happened less than 6 months ago. It's funny because you forget. It hadn't even been 6 months and we've already forgotten. Remember whenever the COVID first came out, right? Remember what happened next? Next? No, I already forgot. Well, here, let me remind you. Puts a picture up on the screen. Puts another picture up on the screen. From here to here, here's what's happened. All right, I'm the guy from here to here that's basically turned my back on the whole thing, right? I'm not going to participate in stupid. I just don't do it. So as this unfolds, I keep telling you guys, car dealers are different people, different business. They will find a way to sell a car. They'll find a way to buy a car, and they'll find a way to sell a car. The easiest way is to open the doors up at the auction, right? Let's just open this place up. Let's go to work, right?
And go ahead. Well, I'm gonna throw this in there, and then we're almost up against the half hour, and you know how we like to keep this show to a half hour. Okay, so anybody concerned about social distancing, wearing a mask, staying safe, that's where we've got services and companies like Ride Clean to make sure that if you are ready to buy or you need service, you're going to interact with people or a car you haven't seen before, test drive, that you can get. The dealership will accommodate you in ways they haven't done so much in the past. And then you can also have the cleanliness for peace of mind for purchasing and test drive. And that's pretty cool. So the world, we are adapting. And the dealer's going to adapt faster than probably your average person.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, I thought about this morning. I thought, just for fun, go with me for a second. What if we all found out that all the big three were as corrupt as maybe some other people in the world, right? Would we all stop buying cars? What if we found out the big three were Satan, like Satan's children? Would we stop buying cars?
Well, it's funny. Does anybody think... Let's assume. All right, let's go for... I like this rabbit hole. This is good because this leads us right into the weekend. Let's assume that truck that you love is made by a pretty terrible company. Are you going to stop buying that truck? I don't think so.
No, man, it's tough. Did you guys stop buying stuff on Amazon?
There you go, right? You read about people living in tents, but you're still shopping.
Yeah. I think what we're walking into, back to Tim's question, I immediately 17 things run through my brain in 5 seconds. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Who buys new cars? People with decent credit, decent job, and a decent down payment. Is that fair?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's been some changes to that model lately, but yeah, that's right.
Break it down to its most pure form. I want a new car.
Yeah.
What do you got to do? First, you got to find the car. Is that the one you want? Okay, let's get a credit report real quick. Fill out this app, right?
Yeah.
Do it online if you don't want to go in. If you're afraid of COVID, do it on. Here's the app online. right?
Yeah.
This is stuff you talk about. You're the tech guy.
That's
Right?
right. That's right.
Okay, so we got it back. Shows you're approved. We can finance this thing for 84 months if you want.
Yeah, well, and the financing period has gotten longer. And I mean, I don't want to get into the weeds of car buying, but everything. Well, the point is that as things change and as things need to change, dealers are there, and they're paying attention. And the point of talking about dealers is because on Cars on the Move, we're connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers. Ty and I are asking you, the car transporter, the broker, the dispatcher, working with a carrier that wants to stay loaded, to ask the question, who's your customer? What's your running lane? Let's think about sales instead of Ford versus Chevy. Can we do that? Can
Good
we?
luck.
Right? Good. I know exactly. And you know what? And that's the thing too. We know that we kind of smack you around a little bit on this show, but we're really trying to help you grow a business instead of getting into equipment that within the year you're going to be trying to figure out how to get out of.
Well, yeah, don't forget to throw in the $10,000 to $15,000 hit you're going to take too.
Right. And the family pain and all of and feeling like your dreams are crushed. We want to not go there quickly. We want to get you into how do you grow a business.
Yeah, and here's the other cool part. You don't need me, right? And I tell guys this, you don't need me. Go to your local used bookstore and buy a book that says how to start my own business.
Yeah. And I've seen there's a couple ebooks out there they'll talk about equipment types all day.
Yeah, and you can find equipment on YouTube. And don't get me wrong, I love equipment, dude. I'm the biggest equipment junkie there is. I love equipment.
And some of those videos when you are ready to buy equipment get really in depth. There's some good information.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it, to me, goes back to I want to be in the business, car hauling. Well, who's your customer? Well, I just like POVs. I just want to be me and my dog and hit the road. Okay, send you to Sue. Buy your 1 ton and your 5 mini 5-pack. Let me know how you like loading that thing, by the way, because I'm sure it's got to be a blast.
Okay. Hey, I'll tell you what. You know, watching that guy in the background, he was pretty fast. Would love to, catch him for a minute, but I know he's far back there. I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. AU was awesome, and I would like to. By the way, what is this guy over here? Is he looking? Is he looking at cars? What's he doing?
With AU, he's one of the AU's drivers.
He's one of AU's drivers. Gotcha. Well, listen, I would like to talk to AU some more, or that was an amazing interview. That's what we're shooting for here on Cars on the Move. I'm gonna let you get back to your day, but this was amazing, Ty. I loved it.
It was good too.
Yeah, I know. I see Ty. Ty sees something. Ty's like a hawk that hangs out in that upper breeze area, just kind of hanging around, seeing something.
Oh man, I see a lot.
I know you do.
By the way, just to give everybody in the show, Jay and I are planning on talking to a dealer next week for you guys. Where we really walk into a dealership that I have to lay the groundwork just to let them know I'm coming in. But it's going to be as cold as possible. That's my goal, is to make a video next Friday where we are literally walking into a dealership where we really don't know anybody. I want to show you guys, just like talking to that AU guy. Right? Well, Ty, you're just crazy and you like to talk to people. I'm not like that. Okay, maybe you want to go drive for somebody else, or maybe lease on to somebody. Okay, I'm not busting people's balls. I'm just letting you know, if you want to own your business, there's a lot more to it than just getting on a load board and hiring a dispatcher. I'm sorry, there's a lot more to it.
I want to point something out, is that we have a habit of forgetting some things, and I've been watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was an amazing leader and teammate. And one of the reasons why his teammates valued his leadership so much? Because sometimes he would just flat out break their balls.
I hate to be that guy. I really do. It's not fun.
But you are a strong leader, and you're building a team.
Yeah, we got a great team, by the way, man. It's incredible. What? Because of your show, I always love to say that because it is. It's because of your show. We get these calls. We're building a network and a relationship across the United States. That's unheard of. Who does that?
It is neat. There is something happening here, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And thank you for the show. So,
thank you, Ty.
If you want any coaching, give me a call. But really, the main thing to do is if you want to start your own business, go buy a book.
You know what's funny? And Michael Culler was just saying that. He mentioned Stephen Covey. I read some of those books. I'll tell you what I like right now instead of reading books is I like watching some of those motivational videos. But I don't stay there very long. I don't know if I get some. It might only take me 5 minutes to get motivated, and then I hit pause, and then I go actually do something.
Yeah, whatever it takes for you. And again, I mean, car hauling is a good business. It's definitely taken care of me for a long time, but it's work.
It's a huge business too.
Yeah, big business. So I understand it's good and it can be good, but there has to be something inside you that is in this for more than just making money and being rich because you saw a YouTube video. I'm all about making money. I love making money. It's one of my favorite things to do. But what I call it, do a heart check, right? Check your heart. Are you here to make money and just make a lot of it? You may want to go do something different. If you're here because you love to help, you love people, you love to serve, you're all about making the job better, you'll probably do just fine, all right? But I can't tell you how many guys I've talked to, and it's weird, dude. I mean, it is weird. They came in, they were here to get money, chase money, they're gone. There's a lot of them.
Well, that video of $100 bills being dumped out of a FedEx envelope, I don't think helps anybody. But, listen, man, I'm going to let you go. I had another great time on this Friday, Cars on the Move at noon. So Tuesday night we got Wheel O Topics. You're going to be there?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for the invite.
Dude, absolutely. Happy to have you there. And then Friday, that's exciting, man. You laid the groundwork. I'm excited to see what happens next Friday.
Yeah, I am too. I think it'll be good, and give me some time to put that together. So that's the goal. We want to show you guys all the stuff that I'm always yapping about. Let's go see you do it, Ty.
Right on. Whoa.
In the parking lot, didn't we?
Right on. I know you can do it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks a lot. There's your 1 ton.
There's the 1 ton. Go get it.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. See you, dude. And here's what we're going to do real quick. I am going to, listen, if you don't know everything that happens when you talk to Ty at CTS Business Coaching, maybe you work at a dealership at an auction and you want to talk about transport, check this out.
Hey guys, Ty, CTS Business Coaching. I connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. If you're a dealer and you're not getting your inventory on the lot in 5 days ready to sell, you've got a problem. It's called interest. Like I'm telling you something you don't know. Give me a call. I can connect you with an auction and a carrier, and you can get your cars on the lot in 5 days or less. 417-483-2764. Thanks and have a great day.
Hey, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It's Cars on the Move. Listen, you guys, thank you so much for joining us again on a Friday. This is the end of another 30-minute Cars on the Move live episode. We'll be back on Tuesday nights live with a Wheel O Topics show. So if you're going to get enough of Ty, he's going to be on that show as well. Otherwise, listen, guys, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Grow that business. Keep in touch. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and I'll see you Tuesday. Thanks so much.